what if I told you the most powerful women you know aren't the loudest in the room? They don't announce their struggles, fears, or plans. Yet, they move mountains silently. Today, I'll show you 5 things emotionally strong older women never reveal, and why their silence makes them unstoppable. Emotional strength is a quality that is often misunderstood. Many people assume it means being outwardly tough, always ready to confront challenges head on, or never showing vulnerability. But true emotional strength, especially in older women, is far subtler than that. It is about understanding yourself deeply, recognizing your triggers, and choosing carefully how much of yourself to reveal to the world. It is about knowing that not every thought, feeling, or opinion needs to be expressed, and that sometimes restraint is more powerful than expression. Over time, life teaches you lessons that younger people often overlook. You learn that words can be twisted, actions can be misinterpreted, and intentions can be questioned. You learn that every interaction carries energy, and that energy can either be shared wisely or squandered. An emotionally strong older woman knows that discretion is not weakness. It is a form of mastery over her own emotional landscape. She understands that by keeping certain things private, she maintains control over her own narrative. She understands that vulnerability, while natural and human, must be shared with discernment. Every choice about what to reveal and what to conceal is a decision that strengthens her autonomy, her dignity, and her power. It is not about hiding out of fear or shame, but about preserving the essence of who she is. Life has a way of testing boundaries, of challenging patience, and of demanding endurance, and through all of this, a strong woman recognizes that not every challenge requires a visible response. She may feel deeply, but she chooses not to display every ripple of emotion. In fact, hiding certain emotions can be a strategic act of self-preservation. It allows her to assess situations calmly without the interference of impulsive reactions or external judgments. She knows that people may not always understand her motives. And by holding some things close to her heart, she ensures that her intentions remain intact and her personal growth uninterrupted. Over the years, an emotionally strong woman develops an acute sense of timing. She knows when to speak and when to stay silent. She has witnessed the consequences of oversharing, of letting her feelings spill into spaces where they were neither respected nor valued. This knowledge becomes her armor, a quiet shield that protects her from unnecessary conflicts and drains on her energy. The world may mistake her discretion for indifference, but in reality, it is a deliberate choice rooted in wisdom and experience. By hiding certain aspects of herself, she cultivates an inner sanctuary where her emotions can exist freely without external interference or distortion. She understands that not all battles are worth fighting openly, and that sometimes the most powerful victories are those that go unnoticed by others. Emotional strength, therefore, is closely tied to self-awareness. She knows her weaknesses and accepts them without judgment. But she also knows which vulnerabilities are safe to share and with whom. She understands that her energy is finite and that she must be judicious in how she invests it. People often assume that older women must be transparent about their struggles, their desires, or their disappointments, but she recognizes that transparency is not always beneficial. Sometimes, keeping certain things private allows her to move through the world with greater grace, less scrutiny, and more authority. She has learned that life's lessons are best absorbed internally before they are expressed externally, and that emotional maturity involves discerning the difference between a momentary urge to react and a measured response that aligns with her long-term well-being. This form of strength manifests in countless ways through quiet confidence, thoughtful decision-making, and the ability to navigate complex social dynamics without unnecessary exposure. By hiding certain emotions, insecurities, or past experiences, she maintains the integrity of her personal story. She chooses carefully what to reveal, because she understands that once shared, information cannot be taken back. Each disclosure has the potential to alter how others perceive her, and she values the power of perception as a tool of influence and self-preservation. Emotional discretion also allows her to form deeper, more authentic relationships. When she does choose to share, it is intentional, meaningful, and impactful. Her vulnerability becomes a gift rather than a burden because it is shared with those who have earned the privilege of understanding her fully. In contrast, indiscriminate sharing can lead to misunderstandings, manipulations, or even betrayals. An emotionally strong older woman navigates these dynamics with careful attention, aware that her peace of mind is far more important than proving a point, seeking approval, or asserting dominance. She knows that emotional exposure can be dangerous if it is not tempered with discernment, and that sometimes the greatest victories are those that unfold silently, unnoticed by the outside world. Furthermore, hiding certain things is not about avoiding reality, it is about facing it on her own terms. She confronts challenges internally, reflects on them deeply, and prepares herself for appropriate action when the time is right. Her strength lies in her patience, her foresight, and her refusal to be rushed into revealing more than she is ready to share. This approach fosters resilience. By managing her own emotional output, she protects herself from unnecessary hurt and maintains a sense of stability even when external circumstances are chaotic or unpredictable. Over time, the discipline of emotional discretion becomes a habit, an unconscious practice that shapes how she interacts with the world. She becomes adept at reading situations, understanding people's intentions, and deciding when and how much to disclose. Her silence is not empty. It is charged with meaning, purpose, and strategic intent. In fact, the act of hiding certain things can amplify her influence. People sense depth, wisdom, and confidence in her restraint. Her composure becomes magnetic, and her ability to withhold judgment, reaction, or confession signals a mastery over self that is both admirable and intimidating. In every decision to conceal, she is asserting her autonomy. She is declaring that she alone controls the narrative of her life, and that she will not allow the world to dictate how she feels, reacts, or evolves. This control is empowering. It allows her to maintain dignity, navigate relationships with clarity, and protect her emotional health in ways that are invisible to others but profoundly transformative for herself. The strength of an emotionally mature woman is, therefore, not measured by what she shows, but by the choices she makes and what she keeps to herself. It is a strength forged through experience, refined through introspection, and exercised through deliberate restraint. By hiding certain things, she cultivates a reservoir of inner power, a space where her emotions can exist without compromise, and a sphere of influence where her actions and words are impactful precisely because they are measured. She understands that emotional strength is not a performance for others, it is an internal practice, a commitment to self-respect, and a lifelong journey of balancing openness with discretion, vulnerability with wisdom, and sharing with strategic silence. Each moment of restraint builds her resilience, sharpens her perception, and deepens her understanding of herself and the world around her. The wisdom she gains from choosing what to reveal and what to hide becomes a guiding principle in all aspects of her life, shaping her relationships, her decisions, and her legacy. Emotional discretion is one of the most underestimated forms of power a woman can possess, especially as she grows older and accumulates life experience. While society often praises openness, transparency, and the constant sharing of feelings, the truth is that strategic restraint can amplify respect, influence, and self-preservation in ways that outward expression never can. Protecting your inner world is not about deception or avoidance, it is about valuing your own emotional energy and directing it purposefully. An emotionally strong older woman understands that every interaction, every revelation, and every confession carries weight. Once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back, and even the most carefully chosen words can be interpreted in ways she never intended. This understanding cultivates a natural sense of discretion, a quiet awareness that some thoughts and feelings are too precious to share freely. Emotional discretion multiplies influence because it creates mystery, depth, and gravitas. People are naturally drawn to those who do not reveal everything at once, because the unknown carries power. When a woman chooses to keep certain aspects of her life private, she signals self-respect, control, and wisdom, qualities that are magnetic in both personal and professional spheres. This is particularly crucial for older women who have experienced enough of the world to recognize the pitfalls of oversharing. Life has a way of testing patience, resilience, and emotional endurance. Situations arise that challenge composure, provoke emotional reactions, and demand thoughtful navigation. By choosing what to reveal and what to conceal, an older woman maintains the upper hand. She protects her mental and emotional health while maintaining the integrity of her interactions. In essence, emotional discretion allows her to be fully present, fully engaged, and fully in control without being vulnerable to unnecessary exploitation or misunderstanding. Protecting one's inner world also reinforces self-worth. When a woman does not feel compelled to broadcast every thought or feeling, she reinforces a personal boundary between herself and the outside world. These boundaries are vital because they safeguard against manipulation, gossip, and the draining energy of individuals who might take advantage of her openness. Discretion empowers her to maintain relationships on her terms, engage meaningfully with people who respect her privacy, and distance herself from those who do not. Emotional discretion is a deliberate act, not a passive one. It requires self-awareness, foresight, and an understanding of human behavior. A woman must recognize the difference between sharing for support, sharing for connection, and sharing out of impulse or habit. She learns to wait, to observe, and to choose the moments when her vulnerability will have the greatest positive impact. This practice strengthens her resilience, allowing her to face life's challenges with a calm, measured response rather than reactive emotion. One of the most profound effects of protecting one's inner world is the enhancement of influence and respect. People notice when someone exercises restraint. They sense the depth of thought, the deliberate nature of choices, and the maturity behind measured responses. An emotionally strong woman's silence or selective sharing can carry more weight than any argument, explanation, or display of emotion. This influence extends into every aspect of her life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors, because it reflects self-control, confidence, and the ability to manage herself effectively in any circumstance. Emotional discretion also allows a woman to cultivate authenticity in the relationships that matter most. By carefully choosing what to share and with whom, she ensures that her vulnerability is received with care, respect, and understanding. She learns to recognize genuine connections and to invest emotionally in people who honor her boundaries. In contrast, indiscriminate sharing can lead to misunderstandings, betrayal, or manipulation, and an emotionally strong woman avoids these pitfalls by maintaining selective openness. Furthermore, protecting one's inner world encourages reflection and personal growth. When a woman holds certain feelings or experiences close to herself, she has the opportunity to process them fully before exposing them to external judgment. This reflective practice fosters emotional intelligence, deepens self-awareness, and enhances decision-making abilities. She learns to navigate life with clarity, patience, and strategic insight, which only further reinforces her strength and influence. Emotional discretion also intersects with resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges often come without warning. By maintaining control over what she reveals and what she keeps private, a woman ensures that her emotional energy is reserved for meaningful battles, for moments that require true engagement, And for situations where her response can create a positive impact, she does not expend energy on reactions that serve no constructive purpose, and she protects herself from being worn down by the constant demands and expectations of others. This practice is not about isolation, it is about selective engagement. An emotionally strong older woman knows that she can be kind, supportive, and present without exposing her entire inner life to scrutiny. She exercises discretion in a way that allows her to remain fully connected and compassionate while preserving her own stability and autonomy. Over time, this approach builds a reputation of reliability, composure, and wisdom. People come to recognize her as someone whose words carry weight, whose actions are intentional, and whose presence commands respect. Emotional discretion ensures that when she chooses to act or speak, it has impact because it is measured, deliberate, and grounded in experience. Protecting one's inner world also fosters empowerment. By controlling the flow of personal information, she asserts autonomy over her narrative. She chooses how she is perceived, which parts of herself are shared, and which remain private. This control is profoundly liberating, allowing her to move through life with confidence, authority, and clarity. In contrast, oversharing often leads to vulnerability that is unproductive or harmful, and by avoiding it, she shields herself from unnecessary conflict, judgment, and emotional drain. Finally, emotional discretion is a testament to maturity. It reflects a deep understanding of human behavior, a refined sense of timing, and a commitment to self-preservation. By protecting her inner world, she multiplies her influence, maintains her dignity, and ensures that her emotional energy is invested wisely. This practice allows her to navigate life with a unique blend of power, grace, and authenticity that is both admired and respected by those around her.